When you have a plan, when you've got your meal plan, you know what you're going to eat, you're going to stay healthy, and you have a plan to go to bed at a certain time, and you have a plan to wake up on a certain time, 2 or 3 days, and you're going to see an 80% increase in your vitality and feeling good and feeling motivated. It's going to change things. When you go off of the rails, when we start staying up real late and we start sleeping in real late, we lose focus on a plan, we lose focus on a goal, and then you have shit like this that happens. So I say that, and I'm gonna quit talking, but Reginald, some of the other people in here that were talking about their mental health, if you don't have a plan, get one. And when you go off of the rails from that plan, remember, write a note. Hey, remember, homeboy, when you start getting off the rails, when we start staying up past 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and we start sleeping past 8 o'clock in the morning, that's when shit's going to go sideways. We got to have a plan. For me, listen, I don't preach about this. I know that you probably have a hard time sleeping. Cops and veterans, EMS workers, sometimes firefighters, sometimes state troopers, we see things that you can't unsee. We hear things that you can't unhear. And it's not even those things that keep you awake at night. It's, did I process that evidence correctly? Did I forward that to the lieutenant before I left the office? Did I shut my car off before I went home on a 12-hour shift? You ever done that? You ever done that, Tyler?
Yeah. I mean, it's even, it's those things, but then there's things like imposter syndrome, like, you do something very commendable to the point where you're probably gonna get an award, and you go home and you can't sleep because you're like, I don't deserve this. Could I have done better? Could you have done something better to keep someone from getting hurt? Could you have done something better to change any outcome? And so those things is when you're sleeping, it's those things. It's never the actual trauma that keeps you awake. It's those, what you talked about, those little acute things that really don't fucking matter.
Did I lock my locker? Is my gun in my trunk, or did I put it in my locker?
Still at the jail.
Yeah, it's these crazy things that keep you awake, and then they kind of spiral out of control. But if you have a plan, right? If we know we're going to go to bed at 8:30, 9:30 at night, or whatever your plan may be, but we can walk through all that. Like for me, I have a routine right now. I do yogurt right before I go to bed, and a glass of hot tea, and I watch one episode of The Office. And I know that if I don't do this, then I'll be thinking about, did I get Tyler the information for the show tomorrow? Did I get that show out? Did I tell John to edit that particular show? Did Josh Deadleg, did he fact check it? What did I say on that episode that pissed that person off on YouTube and they left that really long comment? I should grab my phone and read that comment one more time and see if I understand. Go ahead.
Do you do work in that 30 minutes, or are you shut down? Like, it is
so that if I don't, like, that's me shutting down. That's me saying, like, while my water is boiling for my hot tea, and while I'm stirring in all the ingredients, natural ingredients with no sugar into my tea yogurt. I've been doing this for like 2 years now, so I got it down to a pretty good science. While I'm doing that, I'm literally telling myself how to prepare for bed. Like, I'm literally like, oh man, I got my nighttime tea. All right, shut down. Like, okay, did I call John? I don't know, but I got about 30 seconds for that water boils. Let me check my text. All right, looks like I did. Blah, 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 blah. I'm getting all those things out of the way. And as soon as that from the hot water starts to hiss, it's done. I'm done. There's no more. I pour the fucking hot tea. I turn the office on. I snuggle into my wife's big giant double D bosoms, and I watch 30 or so minutes of The Office, and then I go to bed, and that's it. It's game over. No, do you not have a routine?
I do.
It's hard when you're.
Mine's a makeshift routine, so it shifts, but it is essentially the same concept. Is there's structure? There has to be structure. Yeah. And I will say this to the person that needs the reset, and everybody's biggest thing is I can't fall asleep. That's okay. Lay there, put on the sound of rain on your TV, and just lay there. Once you fall asleep, I don't care if you only get 3 hours sleep, 2 hours sleep, completely sober, don't be drinking. Wake up before the world and get a workout in before the sun comes up, and it'll change your fucking life. And then if you can maintain that, and then you'll be like, oh, I'm going to go to bed early tonight because I only got 3 hours sleep last night. And then you start setting this routine of bedtime, getting up. And the hardest part is keeping it. And you might have to reset it a couple times, but then you start realizing the benefits of waking up, having structure, and the endorphins like working for you in the mornings, like your day, you don't need half the amount of half as much caffeine as you usually do when you have a workout in the morning?
I'm depressed when I don't have a plan for the day. It's hard for me to take a day off. And when I do have a day off, I feel like I should be working. And then I'm stressed that I'm not working. I feel like I'm being lazy. And that's where the depression starts to sink in. I don't want to get up off the couch because I don't want to start working on my yard now. It's too late in the day to start working on your yard. Like, and I start coming up with all these excuses. And then my whole day off has been spent on my couch, on my ass, playing on my phone, on my TikTok. And then I'm depressed that I did that all day. And then I don't really want to have sex because I've been lazy all day. No, you got to have a plan. When you know your day off is coming, go ahead and fill that plan up. Have a plan. I'm up at 8 o'clock. I'm getting on the lawnmower. I'm getting off the lawnmower by 9:30. I'm taking the wife to do this and the kids to do that. Have a plan. You know, I preach about it on Last Call all the time. But here's the deal. And we're going to jump into the breakdown. And this is the deal. This is where I was talking about that this might be uncomfortable for some of you guys. Hear me out right now. Listen up. Your mental health is your responsibility. It's your responsibility. The choices you make that dictate what happens the next day, the next week with your mental illness, that is your problem. The people around you, your support team, your support group, if you have them, it is also their problem. When you fail to handle your problem, and that's what it is. It's okay to fail. We all fail, but that's what it is. When you fail to keep your mental illness in check, we are just an outcome of that. We're not, cops aren't here, EMS isn't here, firefighters aren't here. We're not put on this earth to fix your mental health issues. We're the repercussions of when you and your family fail to deal with your mental issues.